This is 167 at 180th. So just a heads up, we had this crash happen just about 5 minutes ago, and it is northbound. So give yourself some time if you are driving through this area. Other than this, we were tracking a few other incidents around 518 eastbound. We have that left shoulder blocked around the SeaTac area too. So be extra careful as you're heading out. We'll look back at the map and camera coming up in just a little bit. Be sure to download the KIRO 7 News app. You can stay up to date on real-time traffic conditions as you head out the door.
619 Whatcom County officials are reporting their first tranq-related overdose death. What you need to know about the drug and why it's so dangerous. And
federal lawmakers are unveiling a new proposal that would give consumers rights when it comes to tech companies using their personal data.
And join KIRO 7 Cares to help drive out hunger. You can drop off non-perishable food like rice and canned goods at your local Les Schwab Tire Center. Or if you're heading to QFC, you can buy a virtual bag right at the register. All food collected will be delivered to Food Lifeline to feed local families. Find a list of participating locations at KIRO7.com/food-drive.
You're the one to call. We've been the one to call for so long because we're the one to count on.
We're always trying to go above and beyond for the customer.
We take pride in what we do.
We are the one. We're the only one.
Southwest Plumbing, the one to call.
Breathing Claritin Clear is like...
Pretty girls walk like this.
Is he?
Claritin Clear? Yeah.
Fast relief of your worst allergy symptoms, like nasal congestion. Live Claritin Clear.
It was one thing when my mom got Alzheimer's, but then we started noticing things that seemed off. She developed agitation that may happen with dementia due to Alzheimer's disease. Sometimes she'd fidget with her fingers, get suddenly overwhelmed, and even throw things. And that was just never her. So we asked her doctor what else we could do.
Rexulti is the only FDA-approved medication proven to reduce agitation symptoms that may happen with dementia due to Alzheimer's disease. Rexulti can cause serious side effects. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke, report fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, which can be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, weight gain, increased cholesterol, low white blood cells, unusual urges, dizziness on standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur.
Rexulti helped reduce my mom's symptoms.
Take action for your loved one. Ask their doctor about Rexulti.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily Jardiance. At each day's start, as time went on, it was easy to see. I'm lowering my A1C.
Jardiance works 24/7 in your body to flush out some sugar. And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects may include ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of infection in your legs or feet. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Jardiance is really swell, the little pill with a big story to tell.
Hi, it's me, Anthony Sullivan. And yes, you've actually caught me at home relaxing because life...
Wish Electric.
New this morning, federal lawmakers unveiled a proposal that would give consumers rights to control how much tech companies use their personal data. The bipartisan agreement, struck by Senator Maria Cantwell and Representative Kathy McMorris Rogers, is a step forward towards online privacy protections. According to the Seattle Times, the measure would set a national baseline for how companies can collect, use, and transfer data. It would require companies to gather only as much information needed to offer specific products to consumers. And it gives users the rights to opt out of certain data practices.
You have one more week to file your 2023 taxes. The IRS is sending a strong reminder that meeting your tax deadline is crucial. You have until April 15th to file your return. If you owe and fail to file by then, well, the IRS will issue a 5% penalty for each month you're late. If you need an extension, file by April 15th, and you'll have until October 15th to file your taxes. And remember, there is a new program to help you you file your taxes for free in Washington state. Direct File is a free online tool. According to the IRS, about 20,000 people have used it so far.
The Queen Anne Pool building could soon become a Seattle landmark. The Seattle Landmarks Preservation Board voted unanimously to nominate the building exterior, interior, and the site. It was designed by Benjamin F. McAdoo Jr., an architect and civil rights activist. Officials say he was the first black registered architect in Washington state. The nomination will be voted on at a later date.
All right, we have cloudy skies this morning, and we're not seeing a ton of rain yet, but we are going to see some increasing light rain. Eventually, it's going to be a bit on the breezy side. It stays cool. So what does that mean for the eclipse? Not good news, but there are a couple of places where it'll be slightly drier. So if there are any breaks in the clouds, I can highlight where I think we could see them possibly in the 6:30 half hour.
Thanks, Nick. 6:24. As you mentioned, the solar eclipse is today. For us, a partial one, when millions in the path of totality can see it, and how long you'll have to wait for the next one.
And a woman shot at an ATM in Covington. How one employee who heard the shots jumped to help save her life.
The Eagle has landed. That's one small step for man.
Hey, what's up?
Houston, we have a situation. How did you get here?
Your character's in our video game.
Video game?
Yeah, it's what we do with Xfinity 10G. It's like, you know, the best network imaginable.
What the heck is that?
Those are the bad guys.
Are they friendly?
The 10G network, only from Xfinity. One giant leap for mankind.
Do you feel that? That's the feeling of excitement in the air because it's the last chance ticket sale at Silverwood Theme Park. Yes, you heard that right. Last chance. Get your tickets now and save big on over 70 rides and attractions. From heart-stopping roller coasters to family-friendly rides, we've got it all. You'll be having so much fun, your kids will forget that you're embarrassing them with your mom dance moves. Visit silverwoodthemepark.com and get your tickets now. Silverwood Theme Park, where the fun never ends.
Doing good means visiting Woodland Park Zoo. By protecting what we love, we preserve what is precious. Because doing good for wildlife is doing good for the world. This is how we zoo. Woodland Park Zoo. Become a member today.
Adventure awaits. Explore breathtaking landscapes. Discover new cultures. See amazing animals. And gaze at the endless sky. We want to take you to a place that's closer than you think. Alaska. Smaller groups, a personalized experience. We'll craft an unforgettable small ship adventure just for you. Unplugged, unhurried, unbelievable. Uncruise.
Breathing Claritin Clear is like...
Is he?
Claritin Clear? Yeah.
Fast relief of your worst allergy symptoms, like nasal congestion. Live Claritin Clear.
Hi, it's me, Anthony Sullivan. And yes, you've actually caught me at home relaxing because life's been pretty worry-free since I got coverage with American Residential Warranty.
You won't believe what ARW covers. Heating and air conditioning, washers and dryers, kitchen appliances.
Deal ends Friday, April 12th.
Now on Cairo 7 News.
Usually something you just see in movies.
A woman robbed at gunpoint at an ATM in Covington and shot. And this morning, police are still searching for the two armed men. How it happened and how a man nearby rushed to help.
And a police chase starts in Seattle and ends on Mercer Island. How officers arrested the suspects after a chase across the lake.
Millions of eyes drawn to the skies. In a matter of hours, the sun and moon cross paths for a rare eclipse. The ways you can witness history and exactly how much you'll be able to see here in Washington.
Check your internet connection. You can watch it online.
Yeah, it's probably
It's not going to be very good here.
Watch it here.
Yeah, look at this live look outside, looking at our beautiful Seattle City Cam. It's Monday, April 8th. Welcome to Cairo 7 News in the Morning. I'm Niku Kazori.
I'm Lindsay Shelton. We will have that special coverage, so if you can't, it'll be right here.
Yeah, I mean, I assume we're streaming it.
Yes.
And You ever put a camera up to the sky and look at just gray skies? That's probably what it's going to look like. I mean, you'll more than likely see a little light through it, don't get me wrong, but it is going to be generally cloudy. And you can see right here on your pinpoint storm tracker, we have some light rain increasing really right on track with the computer model. So this light rain will move inland over the next couple of hours. So most of the area, yes, from 10 through 11 through 12:21 when it officially ends, from about 10:20 through about 12:20, it should be cloudy with some light rain. So light showers between now and the next couple of hours increasing. Still have them by the end of the school day if you have school this week. So coming up, I do want to look specifically at those 3 hours. There are just a couple areas, Niku, where it could be drier. And I'm not saying you'll see breaks, but if you were to see a few, that's where you have to be. We'll talk about that coming up.
All right, looking forward to hearing about that. It's almost 6:30 and we're taking a live look outside. Looking at this incident, this is 167 at South 180th Street. So heads up, it's northbound, and it looks like there are 3 cars involved, and you can see drivers are able to still get by, but it's causing a bit of a backup. If this is in your route, maybe give yourself an extra 10 minutes to get through this area. We'll look back at the map and the camera too, and we'll let you know when it clears up in the next few minutes.
6:29, we are taking you back to that breaking news in Seattle. A car crashing underneath what looks like construction scaffolding.
Our Braceda Holgen just arrived at the scene. And Braceda, what is the mess looking like right now?
Nico and Lindsay, the damage is extensive and there's a lot of mess. Construction workers have started to show up here this morning and are just taking it all in. They're taking a look at this image right here. As you can see, that car stuck there in the middle, knocked down some construction scaffolding. This is right on the corner of Stewart and 5th Avenue. Now, the car does look pretty mangled on the front and back end. From where I'm standing, I'm not really seeing damage to the building. Now, the big question is, what exactly led up to this? What happened here? I have reached out to SPD and asked them those exact questions, but I haven't heard back. I'm also looking into whether anyone was hurt. Once I get those details, I will update you guys with the very latest. Now, this is not really impacting traffic. As you can see, cars are still able to get through. There's 2 lanes open on Stewart Street. Now, when that tow truck arrives, which we don't know when that's going to happen, but I do imagine that might cause some trouble for drivers trying to get through this area. We're going to continue to stay on top of this and update you guys with the very latest. But for now, reporting live, Braceda Holgen, KIRO 7 News.
Thank you, Braceda. Let's hope that driver is okay. Yeah. Well, police are searching for 2 men who opened fire on a woman who was using an ATM in Covington. This happened Friday night, just after 9 at the BECU ATM on Southeast 272nd Street. We spoke with an employee at a nearby Big Lots who heard the gunshots. He tells us he found that 60-year-old woman on the ground with gunshot wounds to her leg and stomach, and her 10-year-old granddaughter pacing in the parking lot. Well, he grabbed some paper towels and he ran over to help her.
She said that 2 gentlemen walked up with guns and wanted $1,000. And she said, I don't have $1,000. And they said, we don't care. And she tried to kind of, I guess argue with them or, just try to defend herself. And they shot her twice.
That's scary. Well, we're going to get an update on the woman's condition. Police haven't arrested anybody, so if you know anything about this case, you're asked to give them a call.
This morning, a man and a teenager are in custody after an armed carjacking turned into a miles-long police chase across Lake Washington. Seattle police say this all started when a man and teenage boy stole a blue Toyota at gunpoint in the Rainier Valley. SPD says the suspects flew by a few officers. The chase ended on Island Crest Way on Mercer Island after the car pulled off the road. We spoke with a couple who live on Mercer Island and saw the massive response.
I've never seen a police response like that as long as I've lived here. I counted 26 cars. My wife counted 27 and said there was maybe more than that.
Officers recovered both the gun and stolen vehicle. Police also say the carjacking victim was not hurt.
A scary situation in Puyallup here, caught on camera. An attempted car prowl quickly turns into an assault with a vehicle. Now, this starts after Eric Smith confronts one of the prowlers rummaging through his truck there in the driveway. Smith then tackled the person in the street, and another person there tries to run him over. He tells us he's physically okay and the Prowlers are in jail. We're working to get more information from the Pierce County Sheriff's Department. In Whatcom County, officials are reporting the county's first tranq-related overdose death. According to the toxicology report, the person had several drugs in their system, including fentanyl and methamphetamines, in addition to the tranq. Health officials say tranq, also known as xylazine, is a powerful animal tranquilizer. The drug is often mixed with fentanyl. It reduces brain activity and a person's breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure. Officials say the drug is extremely concerning because naloxone spray will not work to reverse it.
The Swinomish Casino and Lodge is temporarily closed, and it has been since Friday. The website says it's having technical issues and is working to resolve it. At this time, details around the closure haven't been released.
If you're driving in King County, a smart sign could bust you for distracted driving. They'll be up and running in the next few weeks, and they use infrared sensors to detect if someone is speeding on their cell phone or isn't buckled up. Look at that, phone down, it says. This is all part of a new pilot program.
Because the sign is personalized to them. So if somebody is going the speed limit and has their seatbelt buckled and no signs of a phone up to their face, then they get a happy face.
Well, the smart signs will be in 4 locations. That's Soto, White Center, Issaquah, and Pacific. They won't issue tickets. They're signs, right, to remind people. The goal is to have them up and running around April 22nd. So we'll let you know when they're operating. It is 6:35, and today's the day. Millions across the U.S. are gearing up for the solar eclipse.
This afternoon, many will experience total darkness, but for us, unfortunately, here in Western Washington, we won't see the full effect. It starts this afternoon through Mexico, the U.S., and then Canada. It's been almost 7 years since a total solar eclipse stretched across the U.S. One thing to look out for is the weather. Clouds and storms could hinder the ability to see the eclipse in several spots along the path of totality.
One of the issues is that it looks like the weather in the southern half of the United States is not going to be great that day.
I feel like he's gloating. He's up there in New Hampshire.
For those missing out, you'll have to wait 20 years for the next solar eclipse, though parts of Europe will experience one in just 2 years. And even though we aren't in the path of totality, you should still protect your eyes. If you can't get your hands on a pair of solar eclipse glasses, experts say there are still ways to enjoy the event safely. They say you can look through number 14 welder's glasses or aluminized mylar plastic sheets. If those aren't an option, you can make a pinhole projector with a piece of paper and a cereal box for indirect viewing.
Watch CBS News' special coverage, Total Eclipse of the Heartland, right here on Kiro 7 from 11 to 12:30.
Well, it will be cloudy and the visibility will be terrible.
Good way to say it.
Visibility in the lowlands will be fine, but looking up at the clouds or at the sky, it's just going to be gray, unfortunately. And I think you're just going to find some pockets of light rain with it as well. In fact, if you look at the airport, that's a very good example of what it will be like. This is live right now out at SEA and SeaTac. Yes, it's cloudy, and if you look here, rain is just increasing. Now, let me tell you right now, this is a warm front, and as the warm front comes inland, this has a lot of moisture in it, but not enough to overcome the rain shadow. So on the lee side of the Olympics, there'll be some drier pockets. And that's going to be around the Central Sound, including parts of, say, like a good portion of King County, even into a little bit of Pierce County. Those areas will be a little bit drier. So as this starts at around, say, 10:39, there you go. That's when the eclipse officially starts for us. We get our max 20% at around 11:29. It will be cloudy. And then this ends at 12:21. So if you're going to see anything, in my opinion, your best bet is going to be right in the Central Sound. Otherwise, you're just going to be looking through the clouds, because I think at 10, you're in the 40s, at 11, upper 40s, and same thing at about 1 when it officially ends, again, at, just before 12:30, you're going to find some pockets of light rain. But if you're around, say, King County into Pierce County, North Pierce especially, you might just see a few breaks, but probably not. Highs are going to be in the low 50s with cloudy skies. That light rain starts this morning, and then it's just around throughout the day. Now, we do see a little bit of moisture in the morning tomorrow, but it decreases as the afternoon goes on. And I just finished updating the latest computer models. I'll show that to you hour by hour coming up here. And then again, I want to highlight just those drier pockets today. After that, mainly dry, just a few stray showers here and there, but nothing significant at around 60. Make sure you download that Kiro 7 mobile weather app. We'll keep you up to date if anything changes. right on your phone. But at 6:38, Niku's here, keeping an eye on that Monday morning commute.
Yeah, look at this incident we've been following for the last half hour or so. Now it looks like a fire truck just arrived. So hopefully this will be cleared up soon. Still exactly waiting on what's going on out here. All we know is that this is 167 northbound, the off-ramp at 180th. It's been on the map now for a good half hour, I would guess, but you can see there are some first responders around that car there that's off to the side. So still waiting on finding out exactly what's going on, but it has that off-ramp blocked, and you can see traffic is definitely starting to pick up. Give yourself at least 10 extra minutes if you're driving through this area.
Well, it is 6:39, and the Women's College Basketball Championship came to a close last night with an offensive showing from the two top-seeded teams. Iowa's been the big story all postseason, with Caitlin Clark, of course, in the spotlight. South Carolina's been the team to beat, coming into the game with an unbeaten record. Despite trailing in the first quarter, they took control in the second. Clark was Iowa's entire offense, scoring 30 points. But South Carolina was more balanced. Final score here, 87-75.
And the men's championship game tips off today, also between two top-seeded teams. Purdue and UConn will battle for the title in Arizona, and it'll be Purdue's toughest challenge yet. UConn offense is ranked on top. Purdue has a star center, though, Zach Edey, who's looking to bring the school its first national title. Tip-off is tonight at 6:20. And this morning, someone in Oregon is waking up a lot richer. The jackpot climbed to $1.3 billion. That's the 8th largest jackpot in lottery history. The drawing was initially delayed after one jurisdiction had some technical issues. There were also 7 $1 million winners. The next drawing is tonight for a measly $20 million.
I'll take that $20 million. I'll take it and run. All right, it's official. Cruise season is now in full swing in Seattle. This morning, we're hearing from some of the businesses excited to get a boost.
And another Boeing plane forced to make an emergency landing. The details on the engine cover that peeled off during takeoff in Denver.
The Eagle has landed. That's one small step for man.
Hey, what's up?
Houston, we have a situation. How did you get here?
Your character's in our video game.
Video game?
Yeah, it's what we do with Xfinity 10G. It's like, the best network imaginable.
What the heck is that?
Those are the bad guys.
Are they friendly?
The 10G network, only from Xfinity. One giant leap for mankind.
We were anticipating our second child, and on that night, a 127-foot tree fell straight onto our house. Chet's Roofing came out immediately, and they were honest and professional.
Chet's Roofing has been serving our community for over 24 years, and we take that commitment seriously. Sign off on a new roof project between now and April 15th, and we'll pay your sales tax up to $1,500.
I would absolutely recommend Chet's to anybody that has any sort of work that needs to be done.
Call Chet's Roofing today for your free estimate, or visit chetsroofing.com.
Toyota is all about having choices, like more electrified choices than anyone else.
Including this affordable electrified Camry Hybrid with an estimated driving range over 600 miles. The built-in-the-USA Camry is America's best-selling car.
Now choose 4.75 APR financing on an exciting new 24 Camry. Or lease a new 24 Camry LE with all-wheel drive for $319 a month. Plus 2 years no-cost maintenance.
The choice is yours. Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, it's me, Anthony Sullivan. And yes, you've actually caught me at home relaxing, because life's been pretty worry-free since I got coverage with American Residential Warranty.
You won't believe what ARW covers. Heating and air conditioning, washers and dryers, kitchen appliances, plumbing, water heaters, electrical systems, flat screens and laptops, even pools and spas, and so much more.
Call American Residential Warranty. They'll get you covered.
Call 888-882-2439.
Whether you're an active person that wants extra supplemental movement, maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation, Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now and order Ellipse.
If you're on supplemental oxygen, heavy and awkward tanks are a burden. Now you can leave
and save 50% off installation.
Well, another Boeing plane is at the center of an investigation after a safety scare on a Southwest flight out of Denver yesterday. An engine cover on the 737-800 fell off during takeoff. Look at that. It forced an emergency landing. Passengers on board took this video. The FAA says the plane's engine cover detached, hitting a wing flap. It's important to note the engine was made by CFM, not Boeing.
We've got several events, but none of which seem to be related. This one this morning, more than likely a maintenance issue. Despite some very scary and publicly seen events, our aviation system in the United States is very safe.
These incidents are rare. There hasn't been a commercial aviation disaster in the U.S. since 2009.
Outgoing Boeing CEO David Calhoun received compensation valued at $33 million last year. That's a 45% increase, up from $22.6 million in the prior year. Boeing said that much of his compensation is in stocks that have fallen in value following January's door plug blowout. Boeing shares have tumbled nearly 30% this year. Calhoun will step down at the end of 2024. Well, salvage crews are removing containers from the deck of that cargo ship that crashed into the Key Bridge in Baltimore.
The containers will be removed all week, depending on the weather. Temporary channels on either side of the wreckage are open, and so far 32 vessels have passed through them. On Friday, President Biden took a helicopter tour of the warped metal remains. He also met with the families of the 6 people who died. Those workers were filling potholes on the bridge when it was hit and collapsed.
Well, take a look at these pictures here. Puget Sound Fire battled a garage fire Sunday morning in Federal Way. Look at all that smoke. This happened on South 288th near I-5. The fire was under control in about 30 minutes. 2 cars were destroyed, but thankfully no injuries. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
And this morning, we're working to find out more about a crash in Mason County that killed 2 people and hurt a trooper. It happened after 2:30 Saturday afternoon on Highway 101, just about 6 miles south of Shelton. Washington State Patrol says one of their troopers was involved in the crash and was hurt. The Mason County Sheriff's Office says the trooper was heading south to an emergency with their lights and sirens on when they went through the Taylortown and Lynch Road intersection and collided with another vehicle. The Mason County Medical Examiner identified the 2 people who died as 72-year-old Charles Faree and 49-year-old Deolia Blanford of Olalla. A preliminary report from the Sheriff's Office says the couple pulled out in front of the trooper.
6 Seattle Public Library locations were closed yesterday because of a staffing shortage. That includes locations in Capitol Hill, Magnolia, and Rainier Beach. A staff member tells us this is because of Seattle's hiring freeze that Mayor Bruce Harrell announced in January. It's unclear if the closed locations will be open today. We'll be checking with the city for updates.
The Rolling Stones mural in downtown Seattle is finished. Artist Jeff Weirdo Jacobson began painting last week ahead of the rock band's tour stop at Lumen Field in May. It sits on First Avenue South, just down the street from the stadium.
This mural will stay up and act as a, like a piece of history for Seattle, for the Stones coming to the city, and just to memorialize the fact that, they're here and it's their last album, and that's a big deal for all the Stones fans.
Jacobson is a Seattle native. You might be familiar with some of his other murals around the city, including the tribute to Mariner star Julio Rodriguez.
6:47, let's give you a live look over Seattle this morning. It's a lot brighter, beautiful view there, where cruise season is officially in full swing. It is a massive boost to the Seattle economy. Hundreds of passengers are now on their way to Alaska. Thousands more will follow suit, and Seattle will be reaping the benefits for months to come. The Port of Seattle expects this cruise season will bring in $900 million. Seattle's hospitality group says cruises bring thousands of people and their wallets to the area from now until October. And it's not just about tourists stopping by local stores and restaurants.
Not only do we have the benefit of more tourists down here, we also have the benefit of the workers who work down at the port there come in and get lunch, and we have a few of them that were regulars from last year that we haven't seen all winter, so they'll be back soon, and we're excited for that too.
However, the group Seattle Cruise Control organized a protest demanding that the port reevaluate the toll that thriving cruise season takes on Puget Sound. The Port of Seattle expects 800,000 passengers to take advantage of the 2024 season, which will also be its longest on record.
Well, check out Crystal Mountain Ski Resort. This is a live look. It's looking beautiful out there. It's at the Midway Ski Area. We have to let you know that this is the last full week of operations at Crystal. After this weekend, the ski resort will only offer limited runs the next 2 following weekends. Crystal Mountain Ski will end its ski season on April 28th.
Starting to feel a little bit like spring.
Yes.
Skiing's over.
A little more moisture today, but after that, we're not going to get much more for the mountains this week, and temperatures warm up. But here's a very good example of what it will look like when you head out. This is live in Tacoma from our Emerald Queen Casino camera, and yeah, it is cloudy. Now, I think that Tacoma is one of the spots that's going to see some rain increase, but North Pierce and into King County will be some of the drier pockets today because rain's coming in, yes, but it will be a little lighter thanks to the rain shadow right across the Central Sound. So if you were to see a break, that's one of the areas we could see a little break in the clouds, but I don't think you will. I still think it's going to be cloudy. And right now, winds 5 to 15, it will pick up this afternoon, especially even, late morning, to around 10 to 20 miles per hour with occasionally higher gusts. Right now, the commute is dry, but you can see rain very slowly increasing from Olympia into almost Gig Harbor, Bellingham, and we're just going to see slowly increasing raindrops. It is going to be light, but if you look from now through, say, about late morning, you will notice right around the beginning of the eclipse, again, if we're talking around 10:30-ish, you are looking at rain for Everett, Seattle, Tacoma, Olympia, Chehalis, Bellingham, but like I told you, lighter in the Central Sound. From here for the next hour, again, we're maxing out at about 11:30, maybe just slightly less, very light rain in the first place. And then 11:30 through the eclipse and into the evening, we just see, again, drier conditions in the Central Sound with light rain everywhere else. This system continues overnight. That's the cold front tomorrow morning. It passes. Once it passes, you see a convergent zone right there. And then from there through noon, it's still around. But after lunchtime, we're seeing decreasing showers and drier weather. So today it's cool, upper 40s, lower 50s, mainly cloudy skies and light rain throughout the day. A little breezy at times, especially this afternoon. Only 50 in Everett, Lake Stevens, about 50, 51 from Federal Way through Auburn, Tacoma, Puyallup, and about 52 in Seattle, 51 for Olympia. Tomorrow, decreasing showers, and then we're looking at drier weather on Wednesday and really for the rest of the week. Here's the thing. Not totally dry, but there was nothing significant, so I didn't add a bunch of moisture in there. It's more like, a stray shower Thursday at the coast, and then inland it's still partly to mostly cloudy. And highs, Niku, right where they're supposed to be in the upper 50s and lower 60s.
Nice. Looking forward to that warm-up. All right, 6:51, and let's look back at this crash or incident, disabled car. Not exactly sure what's going on here. This is 167 northbound. It's the off-ramp to South 180th. It's been on the map now for, I'd say, close to an hour, and we do have first responders there. They're working on cleaning it up. There was a fire truck a little bit earlier. I think it's left, so hopefully that means this will clear up very soon. You can see the traffic. It's definitely impacted. Again, this is the off-ramp. Drivers are still able to get by, but maybe add an extra 5-10 minutes if this is in your route. If you have to head out right now, you can get traffic updates on the road. Just listen to Cairo News Radio, 97.3 FM.
6:51, that means CBS Mornings is just ahead at 7.
And here's Tony DeCopel with a look at what's coming up.
Coming up, it's a CBS Mornings road trip like you've never seen before. I'm at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway leading our team coverage of the solar eclipse. So we're going to have reports all along the path of totality. Plus, we'll be talking with Bill Nye, the science guy. Can't go wrong there. Gail, meanwhile, is in Austin, Texas. She was a presenter at last night's CMT Music Awards, and she'll be talking with the man of the night, Jelly Roll. There he is. Wow, he took home 3 awards, including the biggest prize of the night, Video of the Year. And Nate, meanwhile, is in Glendale, Arizona, looking ahead to the men's NCAA championship game between UConn and Purdue, where he'll talk with the head coach of the women's champion, Dawn Staley, South Carolina. The Gamecocks, an undefeated season, and they won the championship game as well. All that and more coming up at 7.
Thanks, Tony. Niku is still talking about Bill Nye, the science guy. Bill. All right, 6:52. Let's give you a live look at the numbers on Wall Street. The Dow's up about 69 points after a tumultuous week last week. We are also seeing the S&P 500 and NASDAQ up in early trade.
And this gentleman here is Walter Zaney.
So he started Greenwood?
Back in 1918.
Wait, you're named after the founder.
Sitting next to him is my great-great-great-grandpup, Baxter.
No way. Is that a Lennox Torrid's own furnace?
Proudly installed by Greenwood, of course.
Man, a lot sure has changed over the years.
With technology, sure, but we've never strayed from our commitment to providing you with a more comfortable home.
Breathing Claritin Clear is like...
Pretty girls walk like this.
Is he?
Claritin Clear? Yeah. Fast relief of your worst allergy symptoms, like nasal congestion. Live Claritin Clear.
We know you care. But if this is all too real for you and your loved ones, make the call. Because we care too. Home instead. To us, it's personal.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily Jardians. At each day's start, as time went on, it was easy to see. I'm lowering my A1C.
Jardians works 24/7 in your body to flush out some sugar. And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardians can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects may include ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop Jardians and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of infection in your legs or feet. Taking Jardians with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Jardians is really swell, the little pill with a big story to tell.
Hi, it's me, Anthony Sullivan. And yes, you've actually caught me at home relaxing because life's been pretty worry-free since I got coverage with American Residential Warranty.
You won't believe what ARW covers. Heating and air conditioning, washers and dryers, kitchen appliances.
Find estateroofing.com to get started today.
We're staying on top of breaking news in Seattle. A driver crashed into some scaffolding at 5th and Stewart. We don't know if there are any injuries or what caused the car to crash. We also don't know if there are any structural damages to the nearby buildings. We've reached out to the Seattle police for more information.
Police are searching for two men who opened fire on a woman using an ATM in Covington. This happened Friday night just after 9 at the BECU ATM on Southeast 272nd Street. A worker at a Big Lots who heard the shots says he found the 60-year-old on the ground bleeding near her granddaughter who was with her. Granddaughter is okay. She told him that the men demanded $1,000, and when she didn't have that, they shot her twice and stole her purse. No arrests have been made, so if you know anything about this, you're asked to call police.
Today is the day. Millions across the U.S. are gearing up for the solar eclipse. This afternoon, many will experience total darkness. It starts through Mexico, the U.S., and then Canada. Even though we aren't in the path of totality, you should still use special solar eclipse glasses to protect your eyes. You can watch CBS's special coverage, Total Eclipse of the Heartland, right here on Kiro 7 from 11 to 12:30.
And Lindsay has been singing that all day, every day, constantly.
What?
All right, so here's what I'm thinking. I really do think you're going to find a lot of cloud cover and more than likely pockets of rain. You know, you're around that 10:30 window when we're just starting and then maxing out just before 11:30 and finishing just before 12:30. So expect clouds and some light rain. But I will add, again, in the central sound, that's where it will be the driest. So a lot of like North Pierce into King County where you might see a few breaks. But otherwise, rain the rest of the day, light, and then tomorrow decreasing showers and a little dry stretch, Niku.
And well, looking at traffic, we have this issue we've been watching for the last hour. This is 167 at South 180th. This is the off-ramp, by the way, and you can see a few cars are involved in this crash. So just still waiting for it to clear up. Give yourself plenty of time if you want to get through, because yeah, these cars on the off-ramp, they've been stuck there for a while. Maybe give yourself an extra 10 minutes. Other than that, plenty of green on the road still.
We want to thank you for watching Cairo 7 News in the morning. Our next live update is at 7:26 right here. CBS Mornings is up next, and join us for Cairo 7 News starting at 12:30 after Total Eclipse.
Planning to get married? Lizzie's Jewelry has a huge selection of new and estate engagement rings at prices far below retail stores. Engagement rings for every budget, from $99 to over $10,000. Lizzie's, the engagement ring store.
You love Lizzie's!
Together, we can feed our neighbors who need it most. Join Cairo 7 Cares and Les Schwab Tire Centers to drive out hunger. Donate non-perishable food at your local Les Schwab Tire Center, or purchase a virtual bag at the register at your local QFC. All food collected will be delivered to Food Lifeline to feed local families right here in our area. Get more information and see a full list of collection locations at Cairo7.com/food drive.
Thank you for giving to the Cairo 7 Cares Food Drive, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
Breathing Claritin Clear is like...
Pretty girls walk like this.
Is he?
Claritin Clear? Yeah.
Fast relief of your worst allergy symptoms, like nasal congestion. Live Claritin Clear.
Want to drive?
Really?
Most of us agree our roads are safer when we put away our phones. But we still have some people to reach. So spread the message. And set the example. Because that's how we make the road a safer place. For you and your loved ones. Together, we get there.
Hi, it's me, Anthony Sullivan. And yes, you've actually caught me at home relaxing, because life's been pretty worry-free since I got coverage with American Residential Warranty.
You won't believe what ARW covers. Heating and air conditioning.
Everyone, that lane is blocked off and you have to stay to the right. So if this isn't your route, it's eastbound, by the way. Watch out. Now that we're in the 6 o'clock morning rush hour, I can expect traffic to really build up here. Give yourself a few extra minutes added to your drive time. We'll look back at the map and camera coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, let's take you back to that breaking news in Seattle. A car crash underneath what looks like construction scaffolding.
Yeah, our Briseida Holken just arrived to that scene. And Briseida, what's the mess looking like now?
Nico, Lindsay, there is a huge mess here. As you can see right here behind me, take a look at that vehicle, which is pretty mangled up. It took down some of the scaffolding right here on Stewart and 5th Avenue in downtown Seattle. Now, I have reached out to Seattle Police for some more information, exactly asking how this ended, how this happened. Was there a crash? Was there someone who was driving distracted, or what exactly led up to this? Now, since we've been here this morning, there have been no police on scene, and we haven't seen a tow truck coming to remove this car, but you can see the damage right here is extensive. This car took down a significant amount of construction scaffolding, as you guys have been saying, knocked it over completely. As you guys can see, cars are still able to get through this intersection. So people, if this is part of your morning commute, just know that you are still able to make your way about around here this morning. When that tow truck does show up, it might cause some issues, but once again, I have reached out to Seattle Police for some more information. Once I get those details, I will update you guys with the very latest, but for now, reporting live. Around here this morning, when that tow truck does show up, it might cause some issues. But once again, I have reached out to Seattle Police for some more information. Once I get those details, I will update you guys with the very latest. But for now, reporting live.